our goal is we want to make this the dead center on this. So I want to basically envision the line of this face coming into about here and coming in about here. So all I'm using this for is just to kind of chop the wood up so when I go with the carver it'll move out faster. We'll turn this little thing on. It moves. So we're going to come in here. This is really nice green wood, so like I said, it's easy to move the wood. I like that a lot. You don't want to get crazy and go too deep, because then you're going to have to reinvent the look of your vase because you carve into it. So that's it for that one. So I'm going to come in here, about right there. This works really well. If you do this a lot, you might want to get some breathing protection. Let's turn this over here. Do this backwards. I'm sure this is not the safest way to do this. Brian, you and I can switch places. Dance often? Thank you. Who's leading, by the way? Yeah, here we go. There we go, I'll come over here. Now the direction of the wheel's spinning a different way, so I got to be ready for it to jump the other way. But you can see now how close I'm getting to where that vase is, right down in there. So that's all I want to do. Now I just want to score this a bit, because that'll help me when I'm carving. That'll help me just knock the wood out faster. Okay, now we got our little grid on there, and I can go to my cheater glasses instead of my safety glasses, because this thing, there's an on-off button here. That's all this does. Doesn't look like it's moving at all, right? But when you push it into the wood, isn't that cool? So you can see why I chunked this up like so, because now I can just go in and knock pieces out real quick without having to do a lot of carving. And I just want to get close right now. I don't want to do the whole thing. Yeah. So this take a little bit, but once I have all this cleared out, then we'll start doing kind of the artistic stuff on here and making this look like it was carved by hand out of this piece of wood. Leave it to a wood turner to figure out how to cheat when it comes to wood carving. Okay, so most of the grid is removed right now, so I just want to start doing kind of a natural shape into here to kind of look like this was hacked out. Which in my case it will be hacked out. Because I might have made a wood carver's joke, but I am not a wood carver. They are very talented people, and I hope they don't know my address. So, anyway, this thing is the bomb though. I can't imagine doing all this by hand. Now I don't want to wind up with uniform lines, because I'll show you over here on this piece. You can see I chunked it up and made the lines irregular. That way it looks more natural, almost kind of like a beaver did this. Maybe we should call this the beaver log. Maybe not. Anyway, so we'll get back to this. This is going to take a little while to carve this out, probably about 15 minutes. And then I'll start showing you how we bleed the carving up into here to make it look more organic. So my idea for this is to look rustic, right? And since I'm kind of a crappy wood carver, I'm nailing it. So the next step is we want to blend the carving up into here into the smooth part to make it look like it's a work in progress, which I'm also an expert at. So you got to take kind of a leap of faith and just go, oh goodness, what am I doing? And just start putting some in there. You don't want to make this symmetrical across. You want it to be kind of up and down, a little longer, a little shorter, that sort of thing. But we want the idea that this vase is rising up out of almost the ashes, because once we burn it, it's going to give it a really cool effect. But we don't want any hard lines or creases. You can see where that's real sharp. We want to get rid of that. That's the sort of stuff we want to mess with and get out of there. Then, once we get this done, I'm going to start working on these edges to give them a good look too. So I like the look of that. So now I want to work on the edge, so I'm going to unlock the lathe and then lock it back in the headstock again. So I'm going to start continuing this movement of the wood and the chips coming to the edge and continue the slices going that way. So it's going to take a little while of finessing with that. There's the on button. And so there is no wrong way of doing this. Well, I'm sure there is, but really you'd have to work very hard to do it the wrong way. Now you're going across end grain at this point, so the carving will be a little bit harder to do, so the strokes are going to be a little shorter. You can see a big difference in the resistance. But anyway, we'll keep playing with this. And by gum, we're going to be ready to burn. Oh, wrong show. This isn't out around. Okay. Ready? Do not do this at home, yeah. Just want to let you know. I took this over to the bandsaw and nipped off the tenon that was on there, but then I went ahead and carved the bottom too because I think that adds another touch to it. So, you know, when your maid is dusty and knocks it over, she'll go, oh cool, the bottom looks neat too. Anyway, I would normally do this outside, but I have new neighbors and I don't want them to understand how crazy I am right now. We'll let that happen later, naturally. So I have my fireproof setup here in the shop with a patio brick and I'm on a little turntable. So, let it begin. So, we're just going to highlight the bejesus out of stuff. We don't want it to be all black, so we're going to kind of artistically go. But watch out now. See how the carving comes out? Isn't that sweet? So remember too, the bark has got to be burned also, because this thing was in a grass fire. Remember? That's what's going on here. So we'll get that a little bit. That looks good. Just rotate this and keep coming around. Now I left some of these little shavings on here. You can see that right there. But I found out those tend to burn off. So if they stay, great. If they don't, I don't care. Because while the maid's dusting, that might mess them up and they might break a few. So we don't want them to feel bad. Go up on top a little bit. So it's good to keep working it down. And stop, take a moment, see how it looks. We probably want a little bit right in here. Kind of highlight some of that. Oh, that's cool. Let's bringing that out a little bit more. And there we got a big white spot. So let's go for that. By the way, I never did mention, this is elm, I think. That's what the guy told me when I got the wood from him. So anyway, this is how you make a really cool art project out of some found wood. And also get a really cool smell in your shop.